By no means am I judging or am I saying that this is 100% true. This is just off my eyes and what I can see. It's just kind of very shocking to me to believe that the people don't feel safe in their own country. So after settling in and dropping off our luggage at our apartment, we decided to go out and just spend the night exploring, going to a couple different locations that we have written down that we really want to see, and kind of just trying to make the most out of this like 6-7 days we have.
It's $15.
So we'll be in Hong Kong for 7 days, and let's see if you can guess where we're going next. We haven't mentioned it in previous videos, so if you can guess, let us know in the description or in the comments below. I am honestly in complete awe of Hong Kong right now. Like, we're at the sunset time, like the light, soft light is hitting all the buildings, but you have such a huge mix of like very new modern development in buildings with like very old buildings that have been here for a really long time. Like, it's a really good, interesting mixture. Plus, like, the street vendors aren't normal. Like, they're selling iPhone 11s. Like, those just came out like a week ago, and the street vendors on the streets are selling those. Now, I'm not sure if they're knockoffs or not, but that's quite interesting. It looks like a movie theater with all of these different, it's like old school New York style. This is the first time taking the subway, and I think we picked the absolute worst time to try taking the subway.
Why?
In a new country.
Because of a peak hour?
It's about 5 o'clock.
So here, before we can go anywhere, you need to have the octopus card. I really want to know why they name it octopus, but like, it's so easy to remember. You need octopus card. You have to deposit 50, I think 50 Hong Kong dollar, right?
It's $50 for the card.
For the card, but you can get it back. Well, when you actually leave the country, you can go to any train station. There is a machine that you can get a deposit money back. So we use the card, we bought it at the airport, and we will take this card down to Sham Sho Pu.
So you can basically use this card on all buses, subways, main transportations throughout the city.
There's no map. The only thing they have here is here, guys. The only thing they have is to Suan Wan or to Tui Kingling, to Central.
One good thing is you can use Google Maps to help you. So let's get out the phone, Tom, and we'll just do that.
I love Google. Fly 1, red, so we're gonna go down and find line 1.
We want to go with the night markets. Just happened to break my sandals, so I need new sandals. Alright, I may speak before I should, but it's not so crowded in here right now, so let's hope it stays that way for at least a couple stations.
It seems like the subway in Hong Kong is not quite complicated. There are mainly airport line, Disneyland line, the East line, the Island line, and then 6 different colors. We come from Mongkok. Next station is Prince Edward, and then we're gonna go to Sham Shui Po.
It's Monday, and that was actually very easy, very quick, and really not that crowded. So we might just be really lucky and not on a super popular line, but I'm not sure. Is the subway always not so crowded? Like, do a lot of people not ride the subway in Hong Kong? Let us know below.
Thankfully, there's a sign right there say exit. See?
After about 3 stops on the subway, it was only about 4.6 Hong Kong dollars. So I don't think you're gonna beat that.
No.
Very affordable to ride the subway and the bus. I mean, the bus all the way from the airport to our apartment was only 33. So it's like $3, $2.50. Really cheap. The city seems like it never slows down. Like, it's just so busy.
You know what I love about this market? One thing is that every store, they put the price tag on it. So you know exactly what you are going to pay. Either you are local or either you are tourist. You pay the same price. 20 Hong Kong dollars.
You have the perfect combination. You got cousin Louis and Uncle Gucci.
30 Hong Kong dollar hat.
$2.
69.
Dude, it's
$5.
$1 for a pair of boxers.
You want Duck Life?
Dude, I need boxers.
Oh, they got donut too.
Dude, they're silkies.
It seems to be very comfortable, babe. 15, 20. Oh my god, guys. 30 Hong Kong dollar for glasses. We are at Phuc Hoa Market, guys. So
Phuc Hoa
basically,
Market.
around what's that called? Sham Chung Pu?
Sham Chung Pu Metro Station.
Sham Shui Po.
Sham Shui Po Metro Station, exit D2.
Not D1.
No, if you walk out exit D2, you can literally just walk right into this market.
Yeah,
and
it's
it is
gonna be
the
on the
whole
right
street
hand
lined with
It's
different
more like-
shops and carts. This is like a Southeast Asia style night market.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
I like it a lot, and it's way less mentioned. Not a lot of people talk about Phuc Hoa Street, but basically Sham Shui Po is the subway station that is well known for shopping. So people come here mainly for shopping. Either it be street market like this or electronic stuff.
And we're in Hong Kong, and Todd just bought the pants, and she goes chia chia, which is thank you in Mandarin, but that's like kind of a little disrespectful at the point in time where Hong Kong is and China is.
They don't say xie xie, guys.
No, they speak a completely different dialect of Mandarin.
Yeah, even though like Hong Kong basically is like one country, two system. So technically Hong Kong is part of China, but they have totally different way of governance.
Government and language.
Yeah, so it's called one country, two system. But you can't just like think and assume that they are part of
same.
China
No,
and then
they're
they
not.
speak xie xie. Because xie xie, when I said xie xie, the
She
girl
just
was
started
like,
laughing. She got like serious and then started laughing. So like they understand that you might mix it up and confuse it and mess it up a little bit, but just instantly Todd was like, oh, I'm so sorry, so sorry, so sorry. She was like, no, 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 it's okay, it's okay. So like one of the main costs in staying in Hong Kong is real estate and like apartment rental. But once you get past that, so far, it seems quite affordable.
quick serve.
It's supposed to be Quicksilver. It's really interesting because like everything we're running into is like 20 Hong Kong dollars, like everything.
2020.
So because my sandals just broke while we were in Korea, I needed to get a new pair because we're going somewhere tropical next. Well, not next, but coming up. And so I picked up a pair for 28, but I got this money, like change. It's crazy. Look at that. That's so colorful.
So crazy.
It kind of looks like the Canadian money because it's like plastic where you can't really rip it, but it's so interesting in colors.
And the coin
And then the
too?
coin is like super thick and it has writing down the middle of it. That's so interesting. This is a heavy coin.
And what about the other one? It's so insane too. It's
Yeah,
like
a
they
flower.
have like a look like a flower shape.
I may have spoken a little too soon about that not packed subway thing because it's quite packed this time. One of the more interesting things that I've actually recently read is Hong Kong is now getting rid of their neon signs. So as time goes on, more and more signs disappear. And you can actually look up on these buildings, because we're at Temple Street Night Market. You can actually look up on these buildings and you can see where the neon signs used to be.
I don't know if it's quiet because of what's going on in Hong Kong nowadays, but it's really, really quiet right now. It's Monday and right now it's, what time is it, babe? Like I think about 7 p.m. Maybe it's gonna get like way crowded, way livelier as time passes by, but right now 7 p.m. very quiet.
No, but I mean, even the plane on the way here, when we got on the plane, like every other person had their own row on the plane because there was nobody on the plane on the way to Hong Kong. And it's really sad because of everything that's going on, but unfortunately I think it's drastically influencing and affecting their tourism.
I don't see street food yet. Mainly it's like the one that we went earlier in Phuc Hoa, which is like a lot of clothes, but this one I feel like it's more knockoff.
This is one of the most popular night markets in Hong Kong, so it's really, really well known for the vibrant lights and the temple gates at the beginning of the market.
I'm hungry, but I still can't find street food yet.
The first night is always the hardest. The first day in any country is always the hardest because you can never find out how to get anywhere. Most of the time you struggle to get a SIM card. Thank God we got out at the airport. So if you are coming to Hong Kong, make sure you pick up a SIM card. 6 days, 5 or 6 days is like $8 US. So it's 72 or 75 Hong Kong dollars, and it's 3 gigs of data. Really easy.
They don't even put the price. When I see that they don't have the price that I know is for tourists. I order beef fried rice basic. But fried rice is not the same anywhere, you know, even though it's a simple food. But fried rice in Thailand can be different from fried rice in China, can be different from fried rice in Korea, can be different from fried rice in America. So I want to try fried rice in Hong Kong to see how it's like. I can't see beef. I don't mean to complain about the food. I want you guys to think that I'm here to review and tell you what you can expect from the restaurant here. Because one thing that catches my attention is because I see a lot of people eat here, but all foreigners.
After walking around for the last 3 hours or so from 2 different markets, we were really only able to find like 2 street food stands, and it really wasn't much of street food, and this is the only place that we could find that actually has like a sit down place in this market, so we just kind of went with it.
The temperature is not that bad here. It's not humid at all.
But it's not the middle of the day.
We have to see middle of the day. Definitely. But this garlic is pretty good.
Yeah?
I think the portion is designed for two people at least.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not. There's no way that I can eat all this. I'm probably gonna have to pack it. Coffee there.
What? I don't know. Maybe the train station isn't open yet, but we just, like, the train stopped and the doors wouldn't open, so we have to try and figure out how to get back to that station that we were just at. So I guess it's a common thing that, like, the train stations all don't open at the same time. This local is actually in the same situation we're in. She says it's because of the protests that the government is actually shutting down that metro station. So they're supposed to all be open, but because of the protest, that protest is supposed to be near Prince Edward, so they're shutting the station. By no means am I judging or am I saying that this is 100% true. This is just off my eyes and what I can see and not what I can read, because I clearly can't read the language here. But we got off the subway at Diamond Hill, and the first thing we saw was a giant wall full of posters blasted about the cops killing the people and them not feeling safe, and the locals are scared, and that's what I got from seeing the pictures. And it kind of gives you an uneasy feeling. And then as you're walking up the street, it says like "Free Hong Kong," and like they're writing in Chinese along the ground. It's just kind of very shocking to me to believe that the people don't feel safe in their own country. Now again, don't quote me and don't think that that's what it means, but you can see yourself from the footage right here. It's such an amazing thing to be in like this huge industrial city, but yet hear the birds chirping in the morning and watching the sunrise over the back of a huge mountain. It's really, really beautiful to see the sun coming up behind a mountain. You hear the birds chirping. It makes you feel like you're in this like jungle paradise, but you're in this industrial city.
But anyway, one thing I realized about Hong Kong in general, anywhere we walk. So we walk a lot actually here. We either use subway and walk. We don't really use taxi yet. And I don't think that we're gonna use taxi at all compared to how cheap is the bus and subway. But anyway, I don't see any people gathering outside at all.
No.
So this is one thing really make me feel safe a little bit. It's really quiet. So that's why we don't know. It's because of what's going on in Hong Kong right now. That's why we don't see any people gathering.
This is the cutest old Hong Kong man in the world. He's like guiding us to the basketball courts. Thank you. So friendly.
We follow him. Like
he's like, no, not over there. Over here. Over here.
Thank you. Alright guys, so we are here at Choi Hong Estate, and as you can see, it's all painted in color, and it actually was built in 1964. At that time, it was like people are struggling in finding place to stay, so that's why government started building up this estate, and their purpose is to actually make the affordable housing for the citizen of Hong Kong. So they paint all this color because they want to make it look cheerful and encouraging for people to live here. Choi Hong in Cantonese, which is the language they speak in Hong Kong, it actually also means rainbow as well. Now, the reason why we come pretty early in the morning is because from what I have done research and from what we have heard is that actually this place is very crowded late afternoon. So basically, that would be the time that a lot of local would play basketball, actually use the court. So it would not be nice to come here and want to get a picture. We don't want to bother any locals who are like using this field for any activity like playing basketball or doing the typhoon, tuishi.
I have no idea what that is. So this is Lin Nunnery. It was founded in 1934 as a retreat for Buddhist nuns. So most of the time you see just temples for monks and things like that, but this is specifically for nuns. And it's right in Kowloon in the middle of the city. It's really beautiful. This is such like a peace and quiet place for being right in the middle of the city in Hong Kong. I'm so surprised that it's so quiet here. Like you can't hear any of the traffic. All you really hear is praying and the fountains going with the water. But it's really nice for Ta because she hasn't been in a Buddhist monk in a while, or a Buddhist temple in a while. So it's really nice to be back and she can pray and enjoy the actual culture that she came from. So I quickly just learned from the security guard as he was waving me not to take a picture of the Buddhist statue, so that you can't do that. Buddha statue, that you can't do that. They don't mind you taking pictures of the architecture and videos and stuff of the architecture, but when it comes to the actual statues, they frown upon it, and they don't really want you to do that, just out of respect, I'm guessing. Do you know the reason, honey?
No clue, because in Thailand you can.
The security guards are like literally following me around because I have a camera on me, and they just are so scared I'm gonna film inside. Alright, so after getting yelled at for filming in the temple, we decided to come across the street because there's a mall and cool off. It is extremely hot.
So hot here in October.
But it's the same, I would say it's around the same as Taiwan.
Yeah.
Like it's like very humid midday. The mornings and evenings, perfect.
Close. But how come people get inside?
There's no there's no seats in McDonald's, so everybody comes and takes it. Like literally McDonald's is overflowing so much. There's literally so many people in McDonald's that they're eating at Starbucks. Thankfully, the people are very nice, and they're actually, he's like, do you know Chinese? You have to be careful. Stay with me. So we're walking this way because they're actually marching towards us right now, so we don't want to be near the cops. It's not a good idea.
Are you going to put it on YouTube?
Yeah.
That is